Marcus Mosiah Garvey Jr., August 17, 1887 to June 10, 1940, was a Jamaican political activist, publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, and orator. He is best known as a staunch proponent of the Black nationalism and Pan-Africanism movements, which aimed to unify and empower people of African descent worldwide. Early life and education. Birthplace: St. Ann's Bay, Jamaica. Family: youngest of 11 children born to Marcus Mosiah Garvey Sr., a stonemason, and Sarah Jane Richards, a domestic worker. Education: attended elementary schools in St. Ann's Bay. Left school at 14 to become a printer's apprentice. Garvey grew up in a modest household but had access to his father's extensive library, which fostered his love for reading and learning. Early career and travels. 1906. Moved to Kingston, Jamaica, and worked at a printing house. 1910 to 1912. Traveled throughout Central America and the Caribbean, witnessing the poor working conditions of black laborers. 1912 to 1914. Lived in London, attended Birthplace College, and worked for newspapers. His experiences abroad exposed him to the widespread racial discrimination faced by people of African descent, fueling his desire to promote change. Founding of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, 1914. Established the UNIA in Jamaica with the goal of uniting all African people and creating educational and industrial opportunities. 1916. Relocated the UNIA headquarters to Harlem, New York City, where it gained significant traction. The UNIA became the largest mass movement in African American history, boasting millions of members globally at its peak. Key initiatives and enterprises. Negro World newspaper. Launched in 1918, it became a vital platform for disseminating Garvey's ideas on black empowerment. Black Star Line. Founded in 1919, this shipping company aimed to facilitate trade among black communities worldwide and promote the Back to Africa movement. Negro Factories Corporation. Established to encourage black economic independence through ownership of factories and businesses. These ventures were designed to build economic strength and self-sufficiency within black communities. Philosophy and ideology. Pan-Africanism. Advocated for the unity of all people of African descent. Black nationalism. Promoted the idea of establishing an independent nation in Africa for people of the African diaspora. Self-reliance. Emphasized economic independence and self-determination. Garvey's motto was "One God, One Aim, One Destiny," reflecting his vision of global black unity. Legal troubles and controversies. 1923. Convicted of mail fraud in relation to the Black Star Line. Many believe the charges were politically motivated. 1925 to 1927. Imprisoned in the United States. His sentence was commuted by President Calvin Coolidge, and he was deported to Jamaica. Garvey's outspoken activism made him a target of government surveillance and legal challenges. Later years. 1927. Returned to Jamaica and continued his activism, though with diminished influence. 1935. Moved to London, where he continued to write and speak on issues affecting people of African descent. 1940. Died in London after suffering 2 strokes. Despite setbacks, Garvey remained committed to his cause until his death. Legacy and influence. National hero. Proclaimed Jamaica's first national hero in 1964. His remains were reinterred at the National Heroes Park in Kingston. Influence on leaders. Inspired future civil rights activists, including Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Nelson Mandela. Cultural impact. His ideas contributed to the development of the Rastafari movement in Jamaica, which regards him as a prophet. Garvey's emphasis on black pride and unity has had a lasting impact on global movements for racial equality. Honors and memorials. Institutions, schools, colleges, and foundations worldwide bear his name. Commemorations. Featured on Jamaican currency and postage stamps. UNIA resurgence. The organization still exists today, continuing Garvey's mission of empowering people of African descent. Posthumous recognition. Pardon efforts. Ongoing campaigns seek a posthumous presidential pardon for his mail fraud conviction. Academic studies. Subject of numerous books, documentaries, and scholarly articles exploring his life and influence. Garvey's contributions are increasingly acknowledged in historical and academic circles. Quotes by Marcus Garvey: "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds." These words continue to inspire and resonate with those advocating for social justice and equality. Conclusion: Marcus Garvey was a pioneering figure whose ideas and activism laid the groundwork for subsequent movements advocating for the rights and empowerment of people of African descent. His life was marked by a relentless pursuit of unity, self-reliance, and pride among Black communities worldwide. Please share, like, and subscribe. Oran Z.